Everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. It is Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Time for Toy Tuesday Live. Since we are live on Facebook, we are going to give everybody a few seconds to jump on with us, and we will get rolling here in a few seconds. All right, got a few people jumping on with us. As always, thanks for coming back. Glad you stopped by and hung out for a few minutes with us to check out some more cool memorabilia. Tonight's going to be all memorabilia, so we'll dive right into it. Some different stuff. Kind of crazy to think that it's old stuff now. When you start looking at the eras and the things that are changing and what is now old, depending on where you're located at in Kansas, 35 years old is an antique in vehicles. So 1986 model vehicles are going to be antiques here in about 10 days in the state of Kansas. So some of the stuff we're going to look at today doesn't seem that old, but in all honesty, it's actually getting to be pretty old. So that being said, we'll flip the camera around. The first stuff we're going to look at tonight, a good buddy of mine sent me. Great friend of mine, Phil, sent this stuff to me because he knows I like the Mr. Goodwrench era of GM stuff. That's what I remember when I was younger. And he was helping with a big collection that had a bunch of 80s era GM memorabilia in it. So he sent me a care package. So we're going to check that stuff out and a couple other pieces. So we'll start off with the stuff that Phil sent me right here. He sent me a whole bunch of buttons in this oil can. Love this oil can. This is a round can, cardboard can, GM Goodwrench motor oil. Now, it's crazy to think that a cardboard GM Goodwrench motor oil can is antique. But that can is, it's never been opened. In fact, I wonder if it was a sample can because it doesn't even look like it's been punched, or a display can. But, that can's probably easily, definitely 80s era. It's well over 30 years old. We look at this button collection that Phil sent me, and to me, I love it just because of the era. The Blaze craze, got to be something with a Chevy Blazer. The Everything Goes button, not sure where that came from, but buy a Chevy, get a trip for two on Eastern. Well, Eastern Airlines has been gone for a long time, so kind of dates some of that stuff too. Chevy makes good things happen. One of my all-time favorite buttons is the Mr. Goodwrench with the wrench on it. I love anything Mr. Goodwrench. If anybody's got any Mr. Goodwrench stuff for sale, I'm interested. A little back pin, I don't know what that was for, but Chevrolet makes the good times happen. Here's another interesting one, Cavalier. A lot of people today will look at something that says Cavalier and scoff and say, who wants a Cavalier? Well, you got to think back. Back in the mid-'80s and early 90s, they made a Z24 Cavalier that, for its time and for what it was a pretty sporty, pretty snappy little car. So definitely something different there. Not seeing any comments popping up. If anybody is commenting, it is not feeding me again tonight. So if there are any comments, I haven't seen them. If I see something pop up, I'll sure try to address them. And there again, Chevy's Hot Streak, the Cavalier Type 10, the Citation X11, the Camaro Z28. Say S to the Chevy S10. The year of the Cavalier button. Chevy Breakaway button. The Parade of Champions, 1991. Quality's not a foreign idea, S10. And we sell Chevys, the pride of America. So, and there was also some of these little plastic service buttons in here. Don't really know what these were for. Service Supremacy. But there again, kind of neat little stuff. So another thing I picked up recently was an old Chevrolet USA one tag. I'm sure you can still buy these. This one's kind of banged up and scuffed up. So I think it's an original one, which I kind of dig. Didn't have one of those on the wall. James just said hi from Indy, so we did get that comment. So it is apparently working. If anybody does have any other questions, comments, go ahead and throw them up there. We'll sure try to get to them. But got a lot of license plates on my wall. Did not have one of these, especially one that I believe is an original, so was super happy to add that as well. And it's something that we don't think about a lot, but, this stuff is a changing era. There's a big shift coming in the collector car world, and this stuff from the 70s, 80s, even some of the stuff from the 90s is getting hard to find and getting fairly desirable. 1990 was 30 years ago. And it's something we need to think about. And that's something also we need to keep in mind as we see the younger generation getting into the collector car world, because they are going to have different cars that interest them. They are going to have different things. they're going to like different things than what a lot of us are used to considering to be the collector car world. So we definitely want to keep that in mind and keep our doors open and keep our clubs open and keep our attitudes open to this next shift that is coming. So that was the Chevrolet/GM stuff I had for tonight. One other cool thing that I picked up last weekend, we'll flip the camera back around and we'll take a look at this thing. This thing is super cool. I don't know anything about it. It's the Fankhauser Motor Company in Haviland. Haviland is a small town in Kansas, I don't know, about 60 miles southwest of Great Bend where I'm at. Another guy that I know, a good friend of mine, who's an antique dealer, came up with this. Ron texted me when he got back with a load the other day and said, hey, I got a couple things I think you might want to look at. This thing's about 6 foot long by about 3 foot high, so pretty good size sign. Just a great look to it, great colors, great fading, great patina, and just has a really awesome look to it. So need to find a spot to hang that one up at and show that one off. But, you know, it's tough to find one that has just the right weathering on it to where it isn't too bad, but still has a cool look to it. So added that to the collection as well last weekend, and can't wait to find a spot and get that hung up. So anyway, that's what I had for you guys this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. Something a little bit different, a little bit old, a little bit newer. But, you know, one thing we always need to keep in mind is we're in this hobby because we like it, and not everybody likes the same thing, and that's what makes it a great hobby, because not everything is the same thing. So that's why when I find the Mr. Goodwrench stuff, the stuff from the 80s, that's why I love it. I get excited about it. You know, my dad was a service manager at a Buick's Cadillac store, so that's where I grew up when I was a kid, was around Mr. Goodwrench stuff, and that's why it excites me so much. And, you know, I'm always excited to find it. I super appreciate my buddy Phil thinking of me when he came across this batch and tossing it in the mail to me. So definitely want to say thanks to Phil for that, because I love this stuff, and it's crazy to think it's hard to find, and it's getting harder to find because, you know, it's kind of one of those things cycled, and at the time it wasn't that important, and a lot of it got pitched. So coming across some of this stuff even today is getting a little tough. So anyway, that's what I had for you tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please share the video with your friends if you're on Facebook. Invite them over to hang out with us, jump on the page with us, and see what we've got going on. We just had Sydney, Australia jump on with us. Thanks for being here, Australia. Hope you enjoy what we've got going on. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos coming up and see what we've got going on. Tomorrow night, I've got to go through some videos I've got shot. Tomorrow night will be some more car stuff. I've got a new inventory video shot, and I got to start getting you some stuff on from my buddy's yard that I was at a few months ago. So some more cool stuff coming up there. Stay tuned and check out what we've got going to pop up on there. And as always, you know, if you've got any questions about vehicles or parts, just give me a call. It's the only way to have a conversation about what you need for your projects, so that we're both on the same page when I'm trying to find parts for you. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to post this on YouTube next. If you're on YouTube watching this, be sure to check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel. We do this every Tuesday night live, where we talk about some toys, memorabilia, cool things like that. And as always, be sure to jump on Sunday night with us live on the Sunday Night Live Chat at 7 o'clock Central on the Nobody Else's Auto page and on Nobody's Show on YouTube Live. So be sure to jump on with us in. We got a great group hanging out with us on there. We always have a great time. So anyway, we've got about a week and a half left of 2020. Everybody hang in there. We can all make her through. And looking forward to a super exciting 2021. And I guess one thing we can always look forward to is it's got to be better. So we'll keep our heads up. We'll keep enjoying our hobby. We'll keep having fun with our old cars and our old trucks and our old memorabilia, and hanging out and having a good time. So thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you coming by tonight, and we will see you soon on the next video.